Hey, Emma wants to say good morning. Just went and got Emma from the where we have her kept at boarding. Get her, someone takes or someone watches her, so then we don't have to worry about her while we're gone. So we're home now. I'm gonna go to work. So you see that little pump motor right there? Me and Mark gotta go put that on. So we're gonna go down to the Uncle John's farm where we cut weed at, where I crashed my drone at, and then we're gonna go down there and put this pump on, this motor on, because the other one we think is burnt up. So we're gonna have to check it out and make sure that it actually needs a new motor first, and then we will probably replace it. So that one there is our boom truck. We rented it once and then we bought it, so we've had it ever since. We love it. It's got a 7.3 diesel in it, and it's a good run truck. It's 6-speed, gets around, gets what we need to do done. It's got a boom on it, PTO, all that stuff. It's our service truck too. If you notice there, we had a welder and a torch on it, so we can move the torch and welder around. We use that to do that because most of the time we need to lift stuff, we're using that out in the field. So that is a big help to us, and we love having that thing around. We use it a lot during the summer, especially on irrigations, changing them motors out, because if you change them motors out, it's easier just to pick them straight up off, whereas with like a backhoe or a loader or something like that, it picks it up kind of to the side, and it might mess up your shaft, whereas this, it just goes straight up and straight back down. So it's not that hard. We'll do this in 30 minutes and we'll be done out of there, so it won't be that hard for us to do. So now I'm checking irrigations for Dad, because he's going to go to Mount Vernon and run that pump down that we'd just taken off. It turns out that the motor that we had for a spare is not going to work, because it is the base on it is too big. So it's basically got too big of a base to fit onto the pump stand. So we had to take and change the we had to take it off, and then Dad's gonna run it down to Mount Vernon. They said they should have it done by the end of the week, so hopefully we get it done by the end of the week, get it back, and we can get it put on, because them beans need it. So we're gonna shut this one off here. It's just a 1-spanner. It's behind my uncle's house, so we're gonna shut it off. Then we gotta go to change valves at the big irrigation out back here, the big corner arm, and then we gotta make sure that the other one's off. Then we gotta go down south and check on them, make sure that they're all running. So first of all, we gotta make sure that this one for this we gotta make sure that this one corner arm is all, or the one 3-spanner back here is off, and then before we can turn the valves for the corner arm. All right, so I'm sitting on the roof of the Gator right now because I'm going to show you this. So we got a pump right here, or a motor that pumps out of the well, and then it's got 2 valves here. One goes that way to the irrigation out there. It's 3 spans, so it's a smaller one. And then the other valve will go this way underground, goes to that one. And that one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 spans plus the corner arm, which makes it 7. So I'm gonna switch these valves, and it'll shove, instead of taking water from the pump that way, it'll take the water that way. And the reason we do this is because that way we can't run them both at the same time. We gotta go check and make sure that they're off, to make sure that they don't hit each other, because this corner arm going around, it'll hit that one. If that one back there is facing this way, it'll hit this one over here if it's facing that way. But what happened was we had taken this irrigation is pretty new. Doesn't look like it, but it's fairly new. So we had taken this one down and we had moved it out there, moved 3 spans of it over there, and I don't remember what we done with the other 3 spans exactly. But we took the 3 spans out of there, put it over there, and then we put a new one here with another section on it to get more. Because what had happened was we had bought another piece of ground over there, and it just fit a lot better to have a bigger irrigation out here instead of having just that one. It was originally 5 spans. So yeah, all you do is you come over here, turn the valves. It's looking a little bit easier, but it's actually, or this one's actually really easy. The next one I got changed the worst. The next one I got changed is it's down south, and it's the same way. They'll hit each other, so we, instead of running them both at the same time, we put a pump in, or we put 1 pump in instead of 2 to save us some time, money, and a bunch of other stuff. But that's the gist of it. We're gonna wait and see if this rain comes through, because we got rain that's supposed to come through today. Even if this rain comes through and dumps probably about 8/10 on us, we'll still need more. So we're going to run these pivots probably tomorrow or Wednesday. So this pump out here is like a 25 horsepower motor, and that's plenty for these 2 irrigations. The 2 that we got down on our big irrigation that has the 2 pumps on it, it's like 20 spans or whatever it is. It's got 280 horses on it, or it's got either 280 or 290s, and they both run all that they can to try and keep up. So like I said though, we got a load control day today also, and that basically means that our energy company doesn't want to be pulling too much power right now around 5 to 7 o'clock, because that's whenever most people get off work. That's whenever most people get off work, they come home, cook and stuff like that. It's called a load control day. Basically just helps them manage their power a little bit better. It's about harvest time. Well, you can definitely tell that college is starting next week. People are moving in. So we're almost back here to this irrigation. I gotta flip a switch on to make the other one work, and then I gotta set a timer on the other one for the whatchamacallit. It's pretty muddy back here, so I don't know that I'm gonna get out, but we're gonna try it once I get this switch flipped. So hopefully this is our transmitter box. It runs there's only a couple of these that we got that have them. It's what we can basically look at our phones and be like, okay, yeah, this irrigation's running and this one isn't. But I brought the work truck down here. Didn't want to get my truck all nice and muddy, so I decided to take the work truck, and it's probably a good thing that I did, because I've already about got hung up. And got back into some corn. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. It's not that bad. Let's go. It isn't bad until you get out of the cornfield, where there isn't much to absorb the corn, or to absorb the water. The field out, or the part of the field out here where it's real wet at, has a bunch of ruts in it and stuff. So it's kind of hard to get across, but oh well. We'll get there. And then the other field has a nice little lane down it. It's mostly gravel and hard packed dirt, so it shouldn't be a problem to get back to that one. Besides, it might be a little slick on top, but this one's just soupy wet. Dad had went this way to try and avoid running over as much corn as he could, and then he came out here and planted beans in it. So yeah, nice and easy. Follow the ruts. Okay, never mind. We're going mudding again. Man, I should really be a mud bogger. That'd be fun. Sorry, had to cut it off. We came out a little bit sideways. Oh well, at least it was fun. Yeah, it's a little wet down here, I'd say. But then you gotta go through a ditch to get out of here. Hope I don't get hung up in the ditch. Yep. No, we didn't get hung up. Okay. Nope, still in the ditch. That's better. Alright, now we're on gravel. Gotta go to the other one. Better take it out 4-wheel drive. So Dad just told me that they had canceled the load control plan today because nobody's running it. I guess because nobody's running irrigations or something. I don't really know, but maybe because it's kind of cooler today than what they expected it to be. Sometimes it also has to do with heat because the air conditioners that people run in their house. So they canceled it. Now we are going to start this one back here probably. Oh, if I can get to it. Yep, just another day running irrigations. This is my first day running them all summer though, and I'm not complaining because this is fun. It's the only time you can actually go mudding at work and not get in trouble for it in a pickup. And the best part about it is it's not even my pickup. Or, well, kind of somewhat is, but not really. It's the farm's pickup, not my nice pickup. So I have had a couple people ask me about my pickup too. My pickup is a 2015 Chevy Duramax. It's got hostile wheels on it, and that's about all that I'm gonna tell you guys about it. It's nice pickup, I love it. I'd hope to get something different in the near future, but I don't know if it's in the cards right now or not. I haven't really thought too much about it. I've looked at a couple, but I haven't really looked too much into it, into depth on it. Oh, a little slicker. Oh, there's a corn stalk there. There's a corn stalk there too. So I'd rather drive these pickups here at the farm instead of driving my pickup to do this kind of stuff, because obviously it's wet, muddy, and if you can hear that noise, it's the corn stalks hitting the mirror, and I don't want to break my mirror. Yeah, this takes a lot of work driving through here because you're trying to follow the rut, but you're also trying to stay in there. Yep. You also got tassels flying in the window. Air conditioner doesn't work very well in this pickup, so I'd rather use the oh, that tire was kind of close. So this irrigation here, it is kind of taller. This irrigation goes over the top of a oil well that we got out here in this field. Instead of going around it, we decided to go over the top of it. They build them taller for that reason, so we went ahead and done that because it was easier. So we're going over the top instead of around it. Some people go around it, some people prefer to go around it, and we would too, because going over the top of it is kind of sketchy. You never know exactly what's going to happen with going over the top of it. You never know if you're going to hit something or if the irrigation is going to dig a rut going over the top of it or not. We also got a neighbor over here that's the same way. He's right down the road over here, and we kind of switch back and forth between them. And he goes over the top of one over here, and then we go over the top of one over there. Here in a second I'll climb up on top and show you guys what I'm talking about. So then I also forgot to tell you guys, but this one has a valve on it too. So this wheel here turns the valve and opens the valve up so that then water will go in here. I forgot to shut the other one, so I'm gonna have to go turn it on. But let's see if you can see it out here. So if you look down there, you see how it kind of goes up, and you see that oil well kind of sticking up. This irrigation goes directly over the top of that. So that's how that works out. And then yeah, so I got that valve turned. Now I just gotta go down the road here and grab or make sure that the pump is running, make sure it didn't shut off, and I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna show you guys what the pump deal is. So we got them sitting out in the river, so it's a little bit different. A couple people do it through here just because the underground river that we usually pull water from in our wells doesn't go through this area, so we got to pump out of the river instead. So that's our pump, floating water pump. Has a cable tied to this tree, pretty good sized tree, so then that way if it for some reason decided it wanted to float away, it won't. That floating pump though, we bought them, we got 2 of them, and we bought them both within a year apart. We bought one in 12 and one in 13, and we use them just specifically for this. We have thought about using them before around the farm for the ponds or something, but we don't have a need to use them at the ponds or anything, so we just use them down here. Works perfect for this, what we're doing, pumping water. That goes underground, and it goes way, way, way out there. I'd say there's at least 2 miles worth of pipe out here, because this one right here runs 2 irrigations, and they're both about, I'd say they're both seven tower pivots. I think the one's an 8, and then the other one's a 6, 7, might even be bigger. But they're both taller because we moved them. One of them we expanded and moved it. So we also got another one of them down here. I'll show you guys here in a minute. So we got 2 of them floating pumps, but we use them because, like I said, the underground river doesn't run under here. Back home, the underground river runs, or up there more towards my house, the underground river runs underneath, so we can get plenty of water there. But here we can't, so that's what we have to do to get water. So this one's the same way, but this one is a smaller pump than that other one because it doesn't pump as far and it doesn't need as much pressure. See, that one's got a smaller pump on it. It just runs right up here underneath the road and out to this irrigation. So whenever we're doing this, the other thing I forgot to mention was these pipes, if you're not very careful, you got to be extremely careful when you're messing with them, because this pipe here, if it doesn't have something behind it to hold it that way, it will blow off of the irrigation. And we have had it happen before, and ever since that one happened, we've put concrete. So whenever we put these in, we'll put concrete behind this way to avoid having that happen. And it's worked so far. But the other thing is, when you're pulling out of the river, you got to have a screen, a filter, to filter out your water, so that then you don't plug up your nozzles. Because if you notice, them nozzles, they're like this big around, not very big around, and they might have something the size of a paper clip for the water to go through. So we have to filter out all the water that comes out of the river to make sure it doesn't plug up. So that's going to be all for today's video. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. All that happened at the end there was me and Ross done paperwork, and then the other 2 that work for us pulled the combine and up at the shop with the head on it. They're working on the corn header, getting it ready for harvest, which is coming up pretty soon. It's coming up quicker than we thought, but I mean, whatever. Thought we'd be done by now, but I guess we aren't. We're just now starting. Oh well. Remember to hit that bell notification button too if you want to know whenever we post a video, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.